Yes guys, welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to be showing you the best players that you could buy for under 200,000 coins for your team, the best strikers, the best attackers to add a bit of spice to your team. But before we get into the video, if you want to buy yourself some cheap Ultimate Team coins, make sure to go and check out igvault.com and use a discount code EzekielGamingHD at the checkout to get yourself 6% off your order. So for this tier list, we have 5 different tiers. We have God tier, which is obviously the best of the best. You can't really beat them. They're just amazing in game. We have great value. We have fair, overpriced. It's pretty self-explanatory, but the one at the bottom is going to be so many better options. I'd rather have this tier rather than discard, because who discards actual players, right? So we have a bunch of players. As you can see here, we're going to go through one by one and just explain what I think about these players. Hopefully you can get some good ideas for building teams for the next weekend league, getting some more wins. That's the idea of these videos anyway. If you enjoy these videos and you want me to cover a different budget or different position, let me know in the comments. But also if I miss any players, also let me know. Without further ado, let's get into it. And I'm actually going to start off with the first player, which is Aguero. Obviously, still high rated, 87 rated, but he's just not good enough anymore. 71 pace. You know, you need pace in this game. If you're playing head-to-head, if you're playing career mode, he might be pretty decent for you. But if you're playing against someone else online, they're going to have some kind of centre-back with 80 or 85 plus pace with a shadow or an anchor Kemp style. He's going to stand no chance unless you're like a pro player. There's just so many better options, and that's what this tier is for, obviously. And one of those players is in this list. So let's try and find him. There he is. So Memphis Depay, except I actually would prefer Memphis Depay's gold card than Aguero, his 84 rated card. But we have the team of the week, Memphis Depay. So the thing about this card is you need to know how to do skill moves to actually benefit from using this player. Otherwise, I think there's still better players. So what I'm going to put this player in is the fair price tier. So 83 pace, 84 shooting, 85 dribbling, obviously with a 5-star skill, so his dribbling will feel better than that. I think it's 4-star weak foot as well. Actually, I just found out it's 3-star weak foot. So 3-star weak foot, yeah, I mean, he's not overpriced, but I can't put him into great value. So that's why I'm putting him into fair. Next up, we have our first hero of the list, and it is going to be Cahill. And you know what? He's also going to be in the so many better options. Like, his card just doesn't look good at all. 80 pace, he's not great at dribbling. He's got good shooting, but it's not spectacular. It's not like Haaland kind of shooting, and you know, that's just a standard gold player. If you actually have a look at Cahill's price, he's 70,000 coins on PlayStation, over 100,000 coins on Xbox, and look at his stats. He's only got 3-star skills, so I just don't see what the point of using this card is. The only thing I could say about Cahill is that because he's a hero card and he's from the Premier League, he will get strong links for a lot of your players, but you know, it's expensive. It's expensive to get those links. Next up, we are going to go for #1 rat boy, Ben Yedder, and of course, he's going to go in the God tier list section. Man, I mean, how can you not? I mean, can you put him in great value? No, he's better than great value. He's got 5-star weak foot, 82 pace, isn't the fastest, but if you put a Hunter on him, he's going to feel great. He doesn't need any extra dribbling stats. His shooting, a lot of people say that his finishing just is one of the best in the game. Obviously, excluding icons and the absolute best players like Messi, Ronaldo and stuff like that. But, you know, for his price, you really can't beat it. Good thing about Ben Yedder, we have a team of the week. I've forgotten his name. It's a really big name that I always forget his name. I think it's like Tuchel something. But I've used him before as well. So he's got a strong link, actually no, a perfect link to that player. And he's like 20,000 coins. So he's just so easy to build teams around. Obviously, French players this year are amazing as well, you know, from other leagues. He's just got to be in the God tier section. Another player that is French, I am going to put him into great value. Am I going to put him great value? I think I'm going to put Dembele into God tier. 5-star skills, 5-star weak foot. He was better. Well, no, he wasn't better. He's better this year, and he was still great the last couple of years. That was when his shooting was a little bit worse. 93, like, you don't get much better than this. He is expensive for this time of the year compared to previous years. I think he's about 60,000 coins right now. Let's check. So he's got a little bit cheaper on Xbox. The Xbox market this year is crazy. So for Tim Cahill, you're paying a premium, but for Dembele, you're paying less. So it's 45,000 coins on Xbox, about 70,000 coins on PlayStation, and less on PC actually as well. So about 65-ish on PC. For me, these two players in God tier, they're just unbeatable. Yes, it's boring to pick these players and use them in FUT Champions, but if you want the absolute best value here, and they're amazing players. You've got to go for them. Next up, we have Aubameyang. Now, the last couple of years at Arsenal, I think he started off at like an 87 or an 88 rated, something like that, and he's just got worse and worse. He's definitely not overpriced because he's like 12,000 coins. Would I say that he's a fair value? I would say he's probably great value. He's definitely not God tier. He doesn't have the dribbling stats to be God tier, but whenever you play against him, you know that anytime there's going to be a through ball, it's going to be hard to keep up with him. In terms of Kemp Styles, probably an engine Kemp Style to boost that balance and agility, because his shooting stats are pretty good anyway. Although he's got 69 physical, that big body type will feel stronger in game. So for me, that's just great value. Next up, we have the first SBC. Now, the thing is, when this SBC was released, Benzema was like, I think 130,000 coins to complete. And I understand that this is a bit of a Marmite player. Like, if you like small players that are good at dribbling, he's not going to fit your play style. If you know how to use Haaland, Lukaku, Immobile, those types of players, Benzema is going to feel like a god tier player. And that's exactly why I'm putting him into god tier, because this is one of the best SBCs we've had so far, in my opinion. Although I'd say the SBCs this year have been pretty poor. For me, Benzema is just, I love using these types of players. He's actually got a decent bit of pace. His dribbling's 90. You know, if you want, I would say engine Kemp style still, even though he has 90 dribbling, just to boost that balance again. His pace is going to be great. His physical stats are amazing. I've used his normal gold card, and you know, this is going to be another +2 overall. Is it +2 or +3? But like, his card is definitely god tier. Every time we play against him, he just scores. Next up, we have Jonathan David, 89 pace, 84 dribbling, and he costs just under 20,000 coins. To me, that's a little bit of a surprise, because 5-star weak foot, you know, when you go over Kemp style, you're probably going to boost his shooting stats. He's already got enough pace. I'd probably say finisher Kemp style. And once you put that finisher Kemp style on him, he just becomes a beast. So I'd say probably great value. He's not quite god tier. Obviously, this is a team of the week that had like the double upgrade, because this is the new thing for FIFA 22. So he's shot up a lot. When he gets an 86 rated card, he'd have like 91 or 92 pace. Probably like 84, 85 shooting. So his next team of the week card could very well be a god tier card. But for me, not quite god tier yet, so I'm keeping him in great value. So our first icon of the list, and it is going to be Laudrup. He's probably the best icon you can get for under 200,000 coins. But because it's the start of the game, there's so many gold cards, you know, different team of the weeks and stuff like we've got on this list. There's just no point paying that much for a Laudrup when he's only got 82 pace, 90 dribbling. Just have a look at the stats on these cards, and you know that it's just overpriced. This is the mid version of Laudrup. The actual base version, the lower rated version, is more expensive because it has more pace. So if you do have an option of getting the two, go for that one, although they're different positions. So yeah, for me, overpriced. In fact, there could be just so many better options, but you might be picking an icon to play left wing because you need the chemistry. So therefore, there's not many better options, if that makes sense. So that's why I'm not putting him into there's better options. I'm just going to put him into overpriced. Next up, we have another SBC, and I think this came out before Benzema, or is very close to Benzema. And it is going to be Pedro. Now, this one, I have a real problem trying to sort Pedro into the correct tier, because ultimately he wasn't expensive, but at the same time, everyone knows if you complete this SBC, he's only going to be usable for a couple of weeks before another player, you know, fits your squad if you get a red pick or something like that. So he's not really overpriced. You're going to get a couple of packs for completing the SBC, so you could put him into the fair section. But then again, you do have players like Insigne, who obviously plays left wing Serie A, and is going to be a lot cheaper, more pace, still fits the meta. So he's either going to be in fair, or he's going to be in the better options category. Now, I think it's a little bit harsh to say there's so many better options, because there's only Insigne, and, you know, it depends if you want strong links to certain players. So for me, I'm going to put him into the fair price category. If you did complete him, then it's fair enough, but at the same time, if you didn't, it's like you're not really missed out on a lot. The good thing about Pedro, he has that 5-star weak foot, which is huge, but the downside is he only has 77 sprint speed, so he will feel electric on the ball. He's very weak, but his top speed is just terrible. So playing him out on the wing, he's going to get caught up all the time. So he's really like a cam or a striker, but as a striker, he's going to get bullied. So yeah, personally for me, I didn't complete him. When I did play against him, I didn't actually find him that threatening. You know, like if you can defend well, if you can keep somebody near him, you're going to get the ball of him quite easily. Now, this one is a big one. We have the team of the week, Jesus. Now, this card is expensive at about 200,000 coins. Now, for an 86 rated card, his stats are incredible. 87 pace, 89 dribbling, 85 shooting. And for me, Jesus is one of those players that his stats look good, but he always performs slightly better than his stats say, if that makes any sense. The last 2 or 3 years, personally, I've, gone down the route of going for Premier League, and I've used him for a few games. I've really enjoyed him. But yeah, I can see why he's expensive. Do I put him into God tier? I don't know. The thing is, he's not great value, so he can't go into great value. Is he a fair price? I would probably say that he is a fair price. I see a lot of good, not so much pro players, but very good players using him and swearing by him, but at the same time, they know they're paying a lot of coins for him, whereas I'd put these into God tier. It's so hard to, pick players and put them into right tiers for this, but if you disagree, if you've used Jesus a lot, let me know if you think he's worth putting into God tier or if you think he's kind of like a fair price. Next, we have Dybala. Now, this is a very affordable player. I think he was like, last time I checked, he was like 30,000 coins. He's probably like 15 or something now. The market has just been crashing so much. He's definitely not an overpriced player because he is fantastic. He gets a lot of strong links. You can link him to Cuadrado. Yeah, he's just a very, very decent player. And I think Serie A this year, it's always a good, cheap league to start off with. But even more so, I think, this year. And Dybala, man, I think great value. I think the value you get out of this card is fantastic. If you put a Hunter on him, his dribbling's already fantastic. His passing's amazing. He does have 3-star weak foot, but I've scored just as many goals with his weak foot as I did with his strong foot because he's got that 3-star weak foot, people think, oh, you've got to shoot with his left foot, otherwise it's not going to go in. But this year, if you get into the right position and you choose the right shot type with him, his 3-star weak foot is really, really good. It kind of feels like Messi's weak foot, where it's like, it's still very good. I don't know how to explain it, but if you guys are using Dybala and you're in the box and you're in a good position, try using his weak foot and you'll be surprised. Next, we have a road to the final card. We have Isaac. Now, this card is interesting because obviously he can get upgraded, but I'm going to base this on the potential of him getting upgraded. And I think out of these 2 opportunities that get upgraded, I would put an average on the fact that he might get 1 upgrade, right? But even if he doesn't get an upgrade, 88 pace, 86 shooting, 83 dribbling is fantastic. You'd probably put a balanced, not balanced, a engine Kemp Styles, so you get your balance up. And that would also, because I think his balance is something like 69, so you really need that boost. He has 5-star weak foot. The problem is he is very, very expensive. He's coming in at about 140 to 150,000 coins. Obviously, nationality-wise, you're not going to get many links. So this is going to be for somebody that wants a La Liga squad, maybe have some untradables already. But I think this is a fair price to pay for Isaac. That's why I'm going to put him in the same tier as Jesus because, they're very expensive, but if they fit your team needs, then I can understand you putting them into your squad. Now, Haaland is a player that I think everyone seemed to have. I know a lot of people had loans of Haaland's, but every time you go on YouTube, everyone's using Haaland. I don't know what it is, but yeah, I think people have realised he needs some upgrades. He needs some upgrades to the dribbling to fit the meta properly, but his shooting, his pace, his strength is insane. I'd say at this price now, it's a fair price to pay. So he used to be really expensive, about 100,000 coins, but look at the price difference. Over the last couple of weeks, he has gone from 100 all the way down to about 25, depending on which platform. And oh yeah, I think it's a fair price to pay. 3-star skills, 3-star weak foot. Again, with that 3-star weak foot, you're going to score a lot with your weak foot. I can't wait to see some upgrades on Haaland, man, because he looks like a beast. And I like that he has his own special type of run in the game, kind of like Phil Foden, Ronaldo, those types of players. And talking about Foden, let's bring him in. And this card, it's not actually that expensive, but again, it's not cheap. So if you don't have a lot of coins to play with, you're probably not going to put Foden into your team, right? But he has 86 pace, 89 dribbling, 81 shooting, 82 passing. His stats, his card stats don't look like they're screaming out at you, but when you get him in game, he's got that unique characteristics, like I was just saying, where his dribbling feels, I know it says 89, that's very high anyway, but it feels more like 92. And his pace is electric. I feel like his shooting is a bit of a lie as well. If you have a look at his stats here, he's got the shot power 85 and finishing 82. You're probably going to be putting a Hunter Chem style on him because you don't need the extra boost to, to the balance and agility and stuff. So you're looking at an 88 rated cam or an 88 rated left wing. So really good player, and I can completely understand why you'd want him in your team. It's a fair price to pay. Now, Immobile is someone I had a lot of experience with this year in my 200k squad build I've done about a week ago now. It's probably worth 100,000 coins because, you know, the prices have just gone crazy. But I just think Immobile is such a great value card. Again, like a lot of the players here, you'd go and put an engine Kemp style on him. His dribbling would go up. It would be better. He's a big body type. So, you know, if you want to cross the ball, you can cross the ball. It's not like the meta thing to do this year. But what I'm saying is, there's so many ways to play with, alongside him. You can strong link him to Pedro. You can get him on board with Insigne, with Felipe Anderson. Like, there's a lot of cheap ways to be getting this guy into a team. That's why I'm going to put him into the great value section. Talking about Felipe Anderson, again, we're going to be putting him into the great value section too. I think it's around 20,000 coins. He hasn't really budged a lot this year, to be honest with you. I was surprised. I thought, you know, when I saw him at 20,000 coins, I was thinking surely he's worth 30 to 40,000 coins. His stats are fantastic. 89 pace, 86 dribbling, and also I think he has some decent long shots too. So if we go and have a look, he's got 88 shot power, 84 long shots. If you go to his traits, he's got the finesse shot trait. So if you're on edge of the box, he will be able to do this OP finesse shot outside the box. Put it this way, if you're building a team and you need those Brazilian links in the right wing position like you would for Jesus, Felipe Anderson is a great alternative. Next up we have Militao. Now Militao is obviously a hero card, so he's going to be getting strong links to everybody from the Serie A. The thing is, he costs about 200,000 coins, and do I think that's worth it? I would say it's not really worth 200,000 coins for Militao, but at the same time, if you need that strong link from a striker to a left wing or right wing, and the left wing or right wing's getting a dead link, then it kind of makes sense to get him in there. And I can see, you know, there's a bit of hype around these hero cards. I'd say that he's not like, you know, there's not many better options like there would be for Cahill, for example. But I would say that, you know what, he's a fair price because he does give you something different by being a hero card, getting those strong links. His shooting's insane. Put an engine Kemp style on him. He's got the pace. He's got the physical stats. He's a bit of an all-rounder. I would actually say he's kind of similar to the likes of Benzema, although I'd prefer personally Benzema in my team. And the little premium for Militao is going to be for those strong links you get for being a hero card. Next up, we have Lukaku, and just like Haaland, a lot of people were using this player at the start of the game. Do I think it's a fair price for Lukaku? I'd say, you know what, if you like, you know, these types of players, he might do your team pretty well. But personally, I do think there are better options now at this stage of the game. There was a lot of hype around him because he's 88 rated. His stats do look good, but 52 balance, and now people are starting to realize how to defend properly a little bit better. You're going to be limited in the way that you've got to attack with Lukaku. So yeah, just too many better options in my opinion. And one of those better options is going to be Werner. So just such an easy player to use. I'm going to put him into the great value tier. He's not expensive, 91 pace, only 82 dribbling, 81 shooting. You know, you could put a hunter on him, get it up to 99 pace pretty much, or you can go for a bit of a dribbling boost. You can play him in a couple of different ways. The thing about Werner though is everybody can use him. You could be a beginner on Ultimate Team, you could be an advanced player. He's going to do it for you. He's got a bit of everything. You know what? Di Maria is one of those players that doesn't get the love I think he deserves. 5-star skills. I know his weak foot isn't particularly great, but as we've already discussed, like, you know, weak foot isn't as bad as it was 2 years ago. I think it was like a 4-star weak foot felt like a 3-star now, if that makes any sense, right? So 83 pace, 87 dribbling with the 5-star skills. You could play him striker if you want. He definitely suits like a cam position or, you know, a winger's position if you put a hunter on him. You're looking at about 15,000 coins maximum for Di Maria. I think at one point you can get him for about 9,000 coins. So for me, he's a fair price. Would I say is great value? I'd probably, you know, it's very specific that you'd go and get Di Maria. I wouldn't say build a team around Di Maria. So in that perspective, I would say is fair value. Now, Raheem Sterling, 88 rated, has had a shooting upgrade this year. I think he's coming in between 40 and 60,000 coins, which isn't really going to break the bank if you've got some coins to spend, say a 3 to 4 to 500,000 coins on a team. He will, you know, do an amazing job as a winger. So annoying. He's kind of like Insigne, but I'd say a little bit better than Insigne. His weakness, though, is going to be his shooting. Although it's 82, there's something about his shooting. It's like it's not powerful enough or something about it. Obviously, he's weak, but at the same time, you know, that's the trade-off of having high agility and balance. So, yeah, for me, he's a fair price. I wouldn't quite put him into great value because 40 to 60, it's not dead cheap, is it? So, fair value is where I'd put him. Next, we have Lewandowski, 92 rated. Can we just think about that for a second? 92 rated, that's up there with Messi and Ronaldo, obviously, right? But look at his stats. He doesn't get the love he deserves. 78 pace, it's not slow. Again, I use Benzema as a comparison. If you like Benzema, if you think that card is good, You're getting Lewandowski here that's tradable with better shooting stats. His dribbling's not quite as good, but his physical stats are the same or thereabouts, right? And the Bundesliga is strong. We've got a strong defense in the Bundesliga this year. So if you can find a way to get him into a squad, you'll get an insane value. And I'm actually very tempted to put Lewandowski in the God tier section. You know what? I'm very tempted to put him in the God tier section, but I don't know. I don't know if I can put Lewandowski in there just because he's a little bit too Marmite. I know Benzema, I've said, is a bit Marmite, but I mean, he's a different colour card. Everyone likes a blue Player of the Month card, right? Now, you know what? I'm going to do it. He's got to be up there with Benzema Player of the Month. Look at the stats. They are amazing. I know he's not going to suit everybody's playstyle if you're just going to be a through ball merchant and just run after the ball. He's not going to be able to do that for you, but his AI, his positioning, shooting, finishing stats are just incredible. And yeah, the value is between great value and God tier. I'm going to go God tier. I think what it is people just get bored of using only gold cards. And whenever a card comes out, a team of the week, a different color, like these Road to the Final cards, a flashback, people try to use the new cards, which I completely understand. But yeah, the value you're getting here, buying him at how much he costs right now, you're not going to lose any coins. Because when the SBCs come out and people need to complete these massive SBCs, he's probably going to go up just to complete those SBCs. So it's a bit of a no-brainer. And finally, guys, we have Al Jabbar, a hero card, 86 rated, 88 pace. You know what I'd say about this card? It's not expensive, so it can't be overpriced. Is it a fair price to pay for this card? I would say so. The problem with this card is you're very limited. So if we have a look here at his card, and I'd probably say an engine Kemp Style was best. I don't know what's just happened there. There we go. We got an engine Kemp Style on this card. Look at what you're getting here. It's amazing. 3-star skills and 3-star weak foot is probably the weak point in this card. You know, you can't do anything really spectacular with this card. But the raw stats of the card are fantastic. And you do get a strong link to some players. Now, this is going to get better as we get more players from this league. At the moment, we only really have Talisca. There was an SBC Talisca, obviously a ones to watch, and if he gets another informer, he's going to go up to 86 rated, which is pretty cool. Maybe we always get a flashback Paulino or some kind of team of the season card or something. So it might be one of those cards that appreciates and kind of fluctuates over time as more cards get released in this league. But yeah, that's why he's not going to go into great value because you're just so limited on options. I'm going to leave him in the fair tier section. So guys, that is my top players for under 200,000 coins as it stands right now, October the 17th, okay? And the market does move quickly, so maybe in a few weeks or a month or so, I can probably redo this budget, or maybe we'll go up to 300,000 coins, and a lot of these cards will probably be down at the floor, and we'll get some more Team of the Week, some more special cards to be looking at. If you've enjoyed the video or you disagree, and you know, let me know in the comment section, drop a like on the video, that'd be greatly appreciated. If you disagree, man, there's always someone that disagrees with me. Everybody has different experiences and play styles on this game, different formations, custom tactics, and these players can suit different ones, right? So thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.